Ranked matchups always elevate the pressure. The heart beats a little faster. It gets a little more intense, particularly if that team across the field is a conference foe. And that's exactly what we have in this showdown coming up. Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi, home of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. As we'll see the number 20 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 18th ranked team in the land, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So Mississippi State's offense takes the field to start this game off. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
It's incomplete, and that also might be what is called a learning experience and one this freshman got away with. You always want to give your big-time players a chance. That might have been too much of a chance to give right there.
And I know, I'll give you a chance.
Oh, he's got some space. Gets it out to the 21, and that's not enough to move the chains. It'll be 4th down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Tries to get it on the ground. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. And he believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Hauls it in. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
And listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He was in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
He's got his man. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
And that was a nice throw by the QB. When you see that drag route coming across the field, how about putting the ball right on his numbers? Not high, not low, where he has to stop his momentum. Right on the numbers where he can catch it, keep running, and chew up some yards after the catch.
Mississippi State really efficient on offense right now. Direct snap. Look out, he's got room. Got enough for the 1st, and he's still going. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. He'll pull it on the read. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good 2nd down situations.
And the Bulldogs can really attack on this 2nd and short. Leaves it with the back. Blast his way ahead, but not much room. A pickup of 1 to the 24.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And the defense stands up this offensive line and stuffs him right at the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
Well, you're seeing analytics become a bigger part of college football each and every year, and there is a good example of it. Opening drive of the game, you're across the 50, 4th down, and it says run the ball and go for it. Even if you don't get it, your opponent's going to have to drive a ways. There's still a lot of football left to play. Hindsight's always 20/20, but that was an excellent decision by the head coach.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to go up top. He's got it on the move. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a 3rd down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of wore the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Georgia Bulldogs offense will have its first possession of the game. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he could hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gap.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Here's the pressure. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
He has been terrorizing quarterbacks all year long. That now his 10th sack of the season. He's got speed. He's got power. He's going to play on Sundays, and he is not cooperating with this offense's game plan.
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. The give to the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. The give to the running back from the shotgun. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and hand him the ball.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll start this drive going to the air. That's reeled in. It's Jones. Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23. Quarterback on the keeper. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against a different defense.
Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain. You know what they need, you know what they want, and you know what they deliver on third down. More cowbell. They'll try to run for it. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. The Bulldogs are rolling down the field.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, running back on the move. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
On third down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
He'll field the punt and look for room. Good job by the coverage team, and that's how we'll end the period. We've come to the end of the period, and Mississippi State is on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Quick completion on the out route. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line as this offense tries to mount a drive. And the Bulldogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wide receiver going in motion. Quarterback may change this route. Toss sweep to the right. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, short yardage situation, they decide to go with the toss play. And nice job up front, getting a little bit of push. That's all they needed to get that first.
Looking downfield on first down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? The give on the option. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring them down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Stop is made at the 35-yard line. It'll be a fourth down. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They've taken a couple of punches to the jaw, and now they'll try to get this offense going down a couple of touchdowns. Off-play action on first down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now You see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Second down, he'll throw it. Makes the catch. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Georgia going up tempo. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
It's amazing to think just how confident this offense was coming into this game. They thought they were going to go up and down the field throwing the football in this one. That has not been the case. They have not yet scored a touchdown in this one. They just threw an incompletion on 3rd down now, looking like they may have to punt. This offense has got to find their rhythm. You've got to wonder about their confidence at this point of the game.
Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Firing to the right, complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? Gives it on the option. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Man, how fast did they get in there and make that tackle for a loss? If you blinked, you missed it. Nice job by the defense, getting penetration, everybody up near the line of scrimmage, shooting the gaps quick, getting in the backfield, getting the guy on the ground.
Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Off the play fake on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. That's the way to start a drive. Now they'll snap it just shy of midfield. Motion from the wideout. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
The Dogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Throws to the tight end. Soft spot in the middle. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down.
That is a really good-looking throw. And you think about the expectation level now for quarterbacks at Georgia. Matthew Stafford was the #1 pick overall.
Open field on the right. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Dogs!
He does a really nice job getting the snap, getting the ball to his wide receiver in stride so he continued to run full speed and make all those yards after the catch and get all the way to the end zone.
The extra point here would tie the game. Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. And after the extra point was good, it's even Steven here in the 2nd quarter. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. He'll do it himself. He'll go out of bounds right at the 36-yard line, and the running game making its presence felt.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
That is a time-honored way to slow down the rush, hit him with the screen, and a chunk play.
Yeah, such a great job because you're flying up the field to get to the quarterback because everything looks like pass down the field. Let those guys get up the field, throw it right behind him. He does a little bit of the rest, making some moves, getting upfield.
There he goes. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
How about that for efficiency if you're on this offense right now? 3 plays, 3 first downs. They get that one running the football. Great vision and open field running ability. Everything they're doing right now is working. This play caller is in a rhythm.
Mississippi State comes out after picking up the first down. Tight end now in motion. Leaves it with the back. Inside the 25. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Motion from the wide receiver. A run for the quarterback. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
The Bulldogs really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to get it through the air. Punts it out of the air. They get him down with this offense to set up 1st and goal from the 9. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
Mississippi State lines up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Working that left side now. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to get it in. Almost in, but they'll say he didn't make it, inches away from the touchdown.
Ooh, and that's a nice sigh of relief for the defense too, right? There was a broken tackle. The guy made it look like he was going to pick up the first, but because of great effort defensively, they were able to get the stop, and now they're setting up 4th down.
So the offense will try to punch it in here on 4th and goal from the 1. Just going to keep it after the snap. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
And he puts through the extra point. They want to get the ball right back here in the first half. They've got the lead and going for the onside kick. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Finds his man. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play, because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very few people have done that.
We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
And if nothing else, a notable first half so far in Starkville. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, back to the fellas at Davis-Wade Stadium.
And the Bulldogs will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments. But they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think even if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
He'll keep it himself. Makes a man miss. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Rides to the back. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. If you didn't have a headache before, you've got one on the way. The cowbell's ringing on this 3rd down in Starkville. Rushes on him. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. And you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
They booted away on 4th down. What a great job on that kick, bouncing it out of bounds inside the 10. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. Last time they had it, just a thing of beauty. Great balance between the run and pass, and it took them right to the end zone. This offense is so deep in the hole, it looks like the end zone's at the end of the earth. Makes the quick grab. Breaks into the open. He gets him at the 21, but a big play there to get away from the shadow of the goalpost. They picked up 15.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
He'll ride his man on the option. The pitch. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27.
This offense is just like Novocaine. Like, just give it time. It just keeps working. It's a slow death, right? Like, they continue to just chip away. Nice first down play. Nice read. Get it to the pitch man. Sets up a great 2nd down opportunity.
The Bulldogs can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
It's complete to the right.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
And the Bulldogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They're setting up the screen. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. hides the back and leads it. Turning it on. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Well, you saw that broken tackle, David. This defense has to do a real good job with gang tackling to stop this guy today.
You cannot assume one guy's going to get him to the ground. Everybody's got to swarm to the football, all eyes on him, and play physical.
Wants to throw on first down. Snagged out of the air. Across the 25, he's got room. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. The Bulldogs, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. They'll go to the ground. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Motion from the back. Back to pass on second down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Marshall. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Looking to throw for it. Oh, they're after him. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. And they'll send out the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And now the lead is even bigger.
And so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Georgia going up tempo.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Here comes the heat. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Georgia lining up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. So last time, David, they ate up some clock, ran a bunch of plays, but settled for the field goal.
Yeah, but they're still up, Reese, and I like where I'm at. And if I'm on offense right now, my job is to put another long drive together, eat more clock, and get another score.
Just got to be better in the red zone this time around. When they get down close to the goal line, you need better execution to put a touchdown on the board here.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He'll pull it on the read. They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this third quarter in style. As we head to the quarter break, Mississippi State has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Got the back over the middle. He's got first down yardage as they move into the 44.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Mississippi State comes out after picking up the first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man on the outside. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. Mississippi State has this drive hitting on all cylinders. They'll move the tight end. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
You see the offense trying to dial up the quick game there with the RPO, and I like the idea of trying to get playmakers this space out into the right flat of the field, see what can happen, but you need a more accurate throw.
He wants to throw it again. And the pass goes incomplete, but the flag is down, and this one might be on the offense.
You don't see offensive pass interference called very often, so usually you know it's pretty blatant. It's pretty obvious. It's a severe push-off or, you know, obviously trying to break up a play so you don't give up a pick, but clear offensive pass interference on that play.
Now on second down. Back to pass. Forced out of the pocket. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Well, the offense just set themselves up in a bad situation on this one. Second and third and long, there's not a lot of guesswork. Defense knows they're throwing the football, and you could tell them that pass rush, man, they were coming.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. And you couldn't ask for much more than that. A perfectly placed punt pins them inside the 5. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they can pull this one out. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the fourth quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
And the Dogs are in the hurry-up. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Finds a man on the right. Oh, he's got some space. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
The offense thought they had a good look to run that play into with the QB, but there's just an example of a defender winning his one-on-one battle and making a tremendous play. Great effort by them.
And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. You know what they need, you know what they want, and you know what they deliver on stop it. He'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on 2nd and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the 4th quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get...
Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And you will always remember your first, and how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs.
Headed to the end zone. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off the neck.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Mississippi State. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball. Man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he's got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Out of the end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. Makes the grab. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch to these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. There he goes. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The Dogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Fires to the middle. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Quite a bit of work to do on 3rd down from the 23, and this D would love to force a field goal try. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's not going to be able to convert. Not down just inches shy of the first down. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Into the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. The give and tick, 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 tick. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. First and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Might as well give it to him again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
to the ground with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And that was a big-time stop defensively. Being physical, creating a negative play on that last run. Now you're setting up third down. This is the critical time. You've got to find a way to get off the field. You're trailing late in the game. Give it back to your offense to go see if they can score.
It'll be third and long. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. Hauls it in, looking for space. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. Going right to work up top. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Going to swing it on second down. Here's a throw downfield late. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Georgia looking to convert this fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete. The long pass on fourth down is to no avail.
Well, at this point of the game, in the second half, down 3 possessions, you're not punting anymore, right? Every fourth down you're going to be going for, regardless of where you are on the field. The problem is, defense knows it too, so they're going to play call accordingly. That time, they had a better play call on. They execute. It's just been that kind of day for this offense.
They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals. It usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible.
I know the coaches are really happy about this, the AD and the fans, because they know what it means for the program, right? You're going to get those 15 extra practices at the end of the year to help develop young talent. Looking ahead to next season, but that's next season. There's still a lot of football left to go this year. Let's just see how good of a bowl game they can get to.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.